All right, we are live for episode 1 of Backyard Bookies. And as you just saw, we're the number one show with consequences. I am joined, as always, by my host, Scott, our loser of last season, paying off some punishment. But we're back here for week 1 of the 2025 college football season. Scott, how are you feeling, my man?
We were talking about it before the stream started. When you mix in haven't ran a mile and who knows how long with can't really chug beers very well. I can drink them, but chugging them's not really in my skill set. That was pretty tough, and I was hurting. I think I'm still a little bit sore from that was on Sunday. That was 4 days ago, and I'm still a little sore. So I guess that just means be better at picking games. I don't know. That's really the moral of the story. But this year we're gonna have maybe even more of a consequence for being bad. So should be fun. Week one's coming up. Hopefully we got some good games to talk about today. So yeah, I'm just excited to be back.
All right, yeah, it was great, and appreciate everybody joining us live. We're doing something new here. We're going to do our live streams while we're recording, then have our videos out tomorrow. But we also have another exciting news. We're going to have a new punishment this year, which is going to be absolutely spectacular. I think everyone's going to love. Scott really pushed for brand recognition for this show and us. So every 2 weeks, we'll be going, I guess we're head to head every week, but every 2 weeks, whoever has the most points after that will not have to take part in the famous Hot Ones Challenge. So we're going to go through all 10 Hot Ones sauces this year. Loser will have to do like a chip or a chicken. We haven't decided. You're going to have to consume said hot sauce every 2 weeks if you're the loser, and we will slowly work our way up to the one dab, which will absolutely destroy us, I'm sure. But it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited for it. But hit that like button if you guys haven't already. If you're not sure with the format, we go through, pick 3 games, our 3 favorite bets from the week of college football, then our one upset, at least plus 105 on the money line. So, kicking off 2025. Scott, what is your first game for us?
Yeah, so Bomblo Clat down there already asking about Auburn and Baylor. That is my first game actually. So we're going to Auburn at Baylor. Um, yeah, it's kind of a battle of one quarterback that's pretty solid, one that has been kind of traveling around, Jackson Arnold for Auburn, played at Oklahoma. Um, for me, it's tough week one. Like no one really knows what each team really has. Like with the NFL, at least you get preseason, to kind of see what you have. Obviously a lot of teams don't play their starters, but college, you really don't know week one really what you even have. So really for me, like these picks are based off of who's their quarterback, who's coming back, and then if they're playing at home, and then obviously the spread. For me, I think Sawyer Robinson's a great quarterback. Big 12 has a bunch of good quarterbacks this year. Not good, not great, but they're all pretty solid. But
Veteran quarterbacks in the Big 12.
They've been around at least. Um, Baylor week one, not the most electric place to play, but I mean they show up. I mean it's week one, they show up. So tomorrow 7 p.m. The spread is 2.5 towards Auburn. I'm gonna go the other way. I like Baylor plus 2.5 in this one. Um, really looking at action also. Baylor 2.5 is 79%. So majority likes them too. Um, but yeah, I just kind of like I said, quarterback play is the biggest thing in my, when I evaluate, I guess, teams to play week one, because what do you really have? Um, so yeah, I'm taking Baylor plus 2.5, and they're at home, so even more um, towards them.
All right, I like it. We're supposed to be at that game tomorrow, so might be coming to you live from the field, some on-field reporting. Let's put a pin in this game. I may have some more to say about that one, but our first real game of the college football week one. Kind of weird. It's on a Friday night though. Auburn at
Yeah.
Baylor doesn't feel like a Friday night game. That should be a Saturday night game, but we're playing it on Friday. Probably some stupid high school rules or some shit like that. Who knows what's going on in Waco? Weird town, but we should be live from the field at the game tomorrow. Okay, there's a big game this weekend, a sexy game, the game everyone's been hyping up. Obviously, number one, Texas in quotation marks, at the number three defending national champion, Ohio State Buckeyes. Big noon kickoff. This game not being played at night because Austin, little soft school Steve Sarkisian, doesn't want his precious quarterback going into a hostile environment at night, refused to move the game. So, not great signs, but there's also not great signs on the Buckeye side. They're banning Dave Portnoy from the stadium, from the field. What is going on? You got to be focused on taking down the Horns. The biggest thing with these two teams are starting two brand new quarterbacks out there. It should be kind of growing pains, you would think, offensively, but both these defenses ravaged by the NFL draft. I mean, I think Ohio State lost like 14 starters on both sides of the ball. They struggled. I mean, they're going to struggle defensively, I think, Texas. They lost their interior. They lost some really good guys on the back end. Basically, a whole new secondary. I I'm not touching this spread. Not touching this spread. I think it's Texas 2 right now, 1.5, 2. Depends on where you can get it. I am leaning the Horns because it feels like Ohio State's not locked in. Not ideal for them. But the best player on the field for Ohio State is Caleb Downs. There's also Jeremiah Smith on offense. I don't care who's at quarterback. Julian Sain's going to just throw it up there, and Smith's going to go take it to the house. So what I do love in this game is the total. I'm actually going to go against the trend here a little bit. I think people think week one offenses are going to struggle. I think there's too many starters being replaced. We have two offensive head coaches out there. They're going to be working on the offense, drawing stuff up. Like, as bad as Arch Manning may be or may not be, Sarkisian's going to give him some open looks. He's just going to design touchdowns for him. So I love the over in this game, 47.5. Not too big of a spread here. I think we have some big electric plays, maybe some defensive scores. Maybe if the quarterbacks do struggle, you get a defensive score. That tends to happen. I could see a pick 6 in this game, but I just really like the over in this one, 47.5 in the shoe at noon.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like going back at quarterback. I mean, Arch Manning, he's a Heisman favorite, kind of. I mean, he's kind of maybe
He's the most
second or third.
hyped quarterback, at
Most
least,
hyped,
coming
I
into the
would say.
year.
That's probably a better word. But who did he really play against last year? What, Colorado State, Mississippi State, and
UTSA.
UTSA? I mean, I think all three may have been at home as well. Like week one, you're going to the shoe playing the national champions. Like you said, Caleb Downs is on their defense, best player in the nation, probably. With Jeremiah Smith on the other side, who's going to probably put up some pretty good numbers. I mean, he hasn't really even been tested yet, and he's been clouded as the best quarterback in the nation. I want to see more. I mean, threw 2 picks last year against those three teams. Um, so yeah, I think for me, I would take Ohio State with the spread. I actually had that as one of my honorable mentions, but the total, I've been seeing a lot of unders, like you said. They're expecting defense, well, exactly like you said, but I think the public actually likes the over. So it's just most of the experts going with the under, but
I'm
either
fading the
way,
rock fight. I've seen the experts say it's going to be a rock fight. I think it's going to be
yeah,
sloppy. I think it could be sloppy, and that could lead to big plays. I mean, look at the Iowa State Kansas State game. They should have got to 50. I mean, right there. And that game was played in a monsoon on grass. This game's going to be fast, I think, and we're going to see some big plays.
Yeah, so yeah, I like either way. I mean, 47.5 isn't a huge number, so we can put up what, 4 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns each. I mean, not each. Like 20. I mean, 28-20 is going to get you the number there. So I it's not that big of a number to be worried about. So I like it as well.
All right, what do you have for game 2?
So you're going from. Let's see if I can scroll down and find this game real quick. It's kind of a hidden one here. Let's see, where is it at? Actually, I don't have it here. We're going to go out to Eugene here. They're playing Montana State. Montana State in the national championship last year for the FCS. They did lose to, North Dakota State, as they always end up winning. But
Who hasn't lost to North Dakota
yeah,
State?
I mean, there's been D1, there's been FBS teams that have lost to them. So I can't find this game. It's like hidden.
Nobody wants to watch that game,
Yeah, nobody
clearly.
wants to see it. Yeah, so spread, I found it finally. Oregon's minus 27.5 in this one. It is in Eugene. We for SES teams, I feel like, especially the higher end ones, guys don't leave. They stick around. They stick around all 4 years. They stick around even 5-6 years. I'm sure there's probably graduate guys that stick around. There's probably even FBS teams that they're playing in that eventually transfer to the good FCS teams. So I don't think Montana State's like a team to really just oh, they're FCS, just expect a blowout here. I kind of think I don't think it's gonna be close. I think it might be 18 points, maybe 20, but almost 4 touchdowns with Oregon, who has a brand new quarterback. I believe he went to UCLA. What's his name? God, I'm blowing that too.
Dante Moore.
Yeah, Dante Moore. That's him. Yeah, Dante Moore. I think he went to USC as well. Wasn't really proven at either one of those schools. I mean, I don't think he hardly even played at UCLA last year. 5-star guy, but I don't know. Brand new system. I just don't think it's going to be a 4 touchdown game. I think it's going to be more, maybe 3, 2.5 touchdowns. So I'm gonna take the points with Montana State, plus 27.5. I mean, they're a top tier FCS team. They're going to come in. They're not going to be super intimidated. I think they're going to do well. So Oregon, number 7 in the nation, maybe a little too high. Just start. I don't know. They lost their now backup for the Browns, Dylan Gabriel. So and Tez Johnson as well. He's a good player too. Just a little small guy, but yeah. So I'm gonna take the points with Montana State, plus 27.5.
Yeah, week 1, kind of a common theme, big numbers. You got to like big numbers week 1, especially since, was it last year or 2 years ago, Oregon struggled with whatever FCS, Sacramento State, I think they played, and they struggled with them at home. New quarterback, like you said, number 1 receiver, Evan Stewart, out for the year. They lost him, so they're having to deal with that. Now, allegedly, they have this 5-star kid who might be the next Jeremiah Smith coming in, so that'll be interesting to watch, but I like taking points, especially week 1, especially a new quarterback. I'm taking a lot of points here. Maybe your national championship favorites. Is this finally going to be the year for the Penn State Nittany Lions, bringing back both their running backs that I honestly couldn't believe both guys came back, in Katron Allen, and I'm forgetting the second one there, but you got Drew Aller back. It's time for James Franklin to make a name. Can he win the big game? Can he actually get it done? They're going to be at home. And they got a plucky Nevada squad coming into town. I think Nevada was one of the worst teams in the country last year. And it feels like they haven't been good since Harbaugh was coaching there, all the way back with Colin Kaepernick. It's been a long while here. But it's a 43.5 point line right now. This is a massive line here. And I just don't see Penn State putting up this kind of offense. They'll play a methodical game. As good as the defense is probably going to be, they still got to replace the best defensive player in the draft in Abdul Carter. They always seem to have dogs on the D-line, but there's going to be some growing pains here. Now, is Penn State going to win this game comfortably? Absolutely. I just love the 43.5. It's over 6 touchdowns. I mean, come on, guys. what are we doing here? What are we doing here? I think they're gonna Nevada get a touchdown on the board late, get a field goal on the board late. They win this game, they lose this game 48-10, and we have a comfortable cover here. So I'm just going against the big numbers. I'm gonna take Nevada plus 43.5 at Penn State.
Yeah, I like it too. I mean, these week ones, obviously, they're like kind of more just trying to figure out what they have. Like I said, there's no preseason. Trying to figure out what they have against these sort of bad teams. You go up 28 points, 28 nothing halftime, 35 nothing at in the third quarter. You're throwing in the second string, third string guys to see what they can do, or just run the ball and get the hell out of there. I don't think Nevada wants to stay in Happy Valley very long. That's a tough place to stay, first off, and another tough place to play week one. Um, I've been to Happy Valley. There's not much there except for football. So if you're the opponent going in there, you probably want to leave as quickly as you can. Um, yeah, I like it too. I think Georgia as well. They're playing. I forgot who they're playing. I think they're playing a pretty terrible team too. But I saw they are 0-11 against the spread in week ones because they just work on stuff. They're not
And
really.
and they're breaking in a new quarter. I mean, new quarter. Yeah, Marshall 38.5 point line right now.
Yeah, 38 and a half is what I got. Yeah, that's just one more that is kind of one to look at. I don't have that one, but yeah, these really top tier, SEC at Big Ten teams, they're just working on stuff. When you see a 35 plus, 40 plus line, you're just like, okay, let's be real here. But knowing our luck, they're going to cover that. They'll win 56 nothing, both of them. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I like that as well. It's these huge spreads are kind of tough to kind of navigate this week one. Yeah, for my third pick, I'm just talking about big spreads here. I did not say under 35. So I have a 34.5 point spread that I'm going to take the favorite here. We do have Dave Portnoy's Michigan Wolverines at home against. They are playing New Mexico. We love picking on New Mexico. That's one of our big things on this program. I just think Bryce Underwood, obviously brand new quarterback, but he's probably nothing like New Mexico's seen before. I think first week one at the big house, they're gonna have a big game for him. I don't really know much more about Michigan, but I mean, he's a $7 million man. Dave paid for him, basically got him there.
Larry Ellison.
Stolen,
Larry Ellison
stolen
paid
from
for
LSU.
him.
Yeah, stolen from LSU. New Mexico is actually 76% getting the money against the spread. So very interesting one there. Let's see what the stats, the props for Bryce Underwood passing is going to be here. 204, and then over 1.5 touchdowns. That's the favorite. So looking a lot for Bryce Underwood, rushing wise. Also can run a little bit, 37 yards for him too. So, yeah. So I'm sorry, Holy EMU. We pick on New Mexico pretty much every single week on this program. So, this might not be the one for you. If that's the case.
No, he's already mad at you. He's an Auburn guy. He's already mad at you. But yeah, New Mexico is like, we shit on them all the time. They're not New Mexico State. New Mexico State's got those plucky quarterbacks, even though they keep getting poached by the P4 team. So I like it. Sure. I mean, I get it's a new quarterback, but there is in no universe Bryce Underwood is going to be worse at quarterback than what Michigan had last year. It's like, it was so bad offensively. I mean, Sherrone Moore, he's suspended for this game. No, is he suspended like after this game? Because they got to get the Oklahoma game. I don't know what the whole deal is with his suspension. But their defense is going to be great. The offensive line's really good. They're just going to grind you. They're going to grind them to dust. And like you said, it's a really good number under that 35. Key numbers here. New Mexico going west to east too. On top of it is a noon kickoff over there, or is it a little bit later? Regardless, the big house is
6:30. 6:30
okay.
kickoff.
So no noon, 10 a.m., 8 a.m. kickoff over there for New Mexico, at least for that. But yeah, I think Michigan's going to want to make a statement. They got all the noise with the suspensions, the whatever, the show causes, the $10 million fine. I think it's going to be a statement for Michigan, especially if Ohio State loses early in the morning against Texas, they're going to be feeling themselves really, really hard. So I like that one a lot as too. I think Michigan's kind of a sleeper team this year. Really good offensive line, good run game, much better quarterback play, and they're going to have a great defense. That's what you come to expect from the men of Michigan. All right, for my third game, bounce back season, big time. Could be a hot seat season for both of these head coaches. And it's kind of a premier brand game, but not really any numbers attached to this one. We got Alabama Crimson Tide heading to the Florida State Seminoles. Kind of a rare true road game for Alabama week one. Kalen DeBoer coming off of, a disappointing season, as Alabama fans would say. I mean, if you just beat Oklahoma, you're in the college football playoff last year. You shit your pants against a bad Sooners team. And obviously the loss at Vanderbilt doesn't do you any better. And Florida State coming off one of the worst seasons in program history. I mean, absolutely astounding how bad Florida State was last year. They couldn't find a way to win a football game if their life depended on it. Now, the weather might be a little rainy, could be, kind of ugly out there. I think Kalen DeBoer, they kind of had to start Milroe last year for like locker room shit and stuff. He's got his quarterback in there this year. He's going to be able to run that system. Milroe can't throw the football, and this is a passing offense. Look at Michael Penix. You got to be able to throw the football with the best of them out there. And I'm just not buying any of the Florida State here. I think they're going to struggle. They have a new quarterback as well. Now, is it going to be as bad as DJ Ugalale was last year? Probably not. I find it hard to believe, but it's a real key number. It's even dumped up a little bit. I got it at 13.5. I really like Alabama under 14. It's kind of up to 14 now in some spots, which is still not a bad number at 14. Worst case scenario is a push. I think everyone forgets, Alabama elite wide receiver out there. Everybody's overshadowed by Jeremiah Smith. You got top dogs running around there. And I just think this unit's going to look a lot better. The pressure's kind of off. It was a late replacement of Nick Saban. They were scrambling. They lost everybody to the portal. They kind of had to glue some pieces together and try and keep that locker room. This is going to look a lot more like that Washington team we saw DeBoer build up. And he's got Grubb back. He's got his offensive coordinator back. He's got his play caller back. Things are going to be a lot more comfortable in Tuscaloosa. And I think Florida State, after crying that they didn't get into a 14 playoff, has lost, they've lost any sort of positive momentum after last year on top of it, just embarrassing themselves. And I don't expect much better from Florida State, honestly. I think they're going to be another kind of shit stain of the ACC, as one would say. I really like Alabama here to make a statement on the road. Give me the Crimson Tide minus 13.5.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. That was one of my honorable mentions. 79% of the bets are on Alabama. I feel like most after Florida State's abysmal showing last year, I think most of the people are on Alabama, but I still think that's the right side. I think the biggest thing is going to be the rain. If it is actually going to be like a downpour, or it's going to be like a little rain shower, that makes a lot of difference, especially with Ty Simpson coming in his first really big season. He's the guy. Is he going to be able to throw the ball? But I don't know. Florida State, hopefully they can rebound from last year. That was pretty ugly. But they do have a new quarterback. This is like Castellanos. Tommy Castellanos is going to be their guy, or Castan. I don't know how to say it. I just know Nick Castellanos. It might be different pronunciation, but
did something bad happen? Did Castellanos just homer?
Don't mention him if you want something good to happen. Yeah, I just mentioned that during a pick, so we all know Florida State's going to cover now. But yeah, I had the same thing. Bama minus 13.5. I got it on, I guess, 2 days ago, so Tuesday. Yeah, I think especially with the 13.5, that's a really good number. 2 touchdowns, you don't have to worry about a hook or anything. So unless they kick field goals, but in the rain, I don't think they're going to be doing that. So yeah, I like the pick as well.
All right. What are your honorable mentions? And then we'll get to your underdog this week.
All right, so I have Georgia Tech minus 4.5 at Colorado. Like I said earlier, Colorado does not know what they have at all. I think they had 50 plus transfers come in, new quarterback. Haynes King's the man in Georgia Tech, as we all love and know from A&M. Actually had a pretty good year last year, but I like them to cover 4.5. Like I said, Ohio State -2.5. We covered that already. Alabama -13.5. We covered that already. Virginia -10.5 at Coastal Carolina versus they're playing at home. Virginia at home against Coastal Carolina -10.5. Um, Virginia got a lot of transfers come in, but they do have a lot of experience coming in. I think they have like I think 35 guys coming in, but all played a lot of snaps last year, so they're going to be a pretty good team, and I like them to cover 10.5. Another team we not really shit on, but had a kind of a loving to a few years ago. Iowa minus 38.5 against Albany at home. They can actually play a little quarterback now. They're going to be doing a little bit more than they used to be doing. So I like them to beat the brakes off of Albany there. Arizona minus 17.5 against Hawaii. Hawaii just lost to just barely snuck by a pretty shitty Stanford team. Already played a game. So I don't know. I kind of feel like Arizona might come out and beat the brakes off of them too. That's just a hunch. I don't really know much about either team, but and then TCU. I think that was mentioned yet. TCU was
Yep,
mentioned in
TCU, North
there. I think from
Carolina.
you. TCU -3.5 in that one. I don't really think. I think Bill's going to kind of have a kind of a rude awakening coming in, playing a pretty good quarterback, Jake Hoover. It is going to be in Chapel Hill, but what they say, 70 transfers coming into UNC. They have no idea what they have there. Their quarterback, I think he went to Southern Miss. I think they just named him the starter. He did okay there. So I think a better quarterback play. I think TCU is going to win that one. So I got them -3.5.
All right, let me give my honorable mentions, then we get to it. I like, Virginia Tech +8 now, 7.5 at South Carolina. Sneaky game. South Carolina lost a lot on that defense. I think that game might be a little bit closer than people think. As much as Lenora Sellers is a great quarterback and might be the best quarterback in the country, I think they're just going to struggle a little bit on D. I also really like Clemson plus the three and or minus the 3.5 against LSU. Bad environment. Brian Kelly is horrendous in opening games. And I think Clemson might be a national championship caliber team this year. Their defense is going to be really good, especially in the interior. They're going to have a couple of first round picks out there. And, as much as I like to call Cade Klubnik, Cade Club Dick, he actually played really good against Texas in that playoff game. So I think that's just going to continue that momentum. And Dabo maybe has adjusted and actually has brought in some guys where he wasn't able to recruit at. So I do like Clemson at that one. I did love A&M at 21.5. It's all the way up to 24.5. Not going to touch it because it's a famous game. 24.5 is a little too stiff for my liking. I liked it a lot better at just over 3 touchdowns. The A&M offense is going to destroy TCU in this, or UTSA in this game. TCU on the brain. TCU, UNC, I do like that one. That's an interesting one. TCU's quarterback is very good. But that's it for me. What is your upset for week 1?
Well, kind of scrolling in the chat here, it's already kind of been mentioned. Um, Notre Dame, Miami. I like this one.
Mm.
We're going back to quarterback players. I mean, it's been kind of the trend for me. Carson Beck has no distractions now. His girlfriend broke up with him. Doesn't have to worry about her anymore. She said he's kind of a derp, kind of boring. All he has to worry about is football in Miami. I hope. Hopefully, he's not getting out there and doing stuff, on the streets and in South Beach. But yeah, Miami, Notre Dame, interesting game. Two pretty premier players with Carson Beck, Julian Love, or Jeremiah Love, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
Jeremiah Love.
Jeremiah Love.
On the other side, potentially top 3 running back in the nation, probably maybe one. So a little worried about Miami stopping him, but just looking back at quarterback play, man, if he can play pretty well, I mean, this guy was supposed to be the #1 overall pick. I mean, he I don't really know what happened to him at Georgia. Kind of had a tough year last year, but I think brand new place, brand new scenery. I mean, this spread isn't huge. I didn't pick the biggest upset here. I did have, I believe, one. Did I have another one? I do have. I had LSU as well, but I don't know. I put actual money on LSU in a parlay, but that was
Ooh.
more of a value thing. I actually sort of like Clemson a little more, but for value, LSU wasn't too bad. I think they were plus 150. So add that to parlay. It was pretty good. But yeah, I like Miami here. They're plus 120 now. I got them at plus 115. I think value wise they're not bad. It's gonna be a pretty even matchup. Brand new quarterback for Notre Dame. Miami's at home. They probably don't get the best crowds in Miami because they don't play on campus or anything. But um, yeah, we're gonna go Miami playing on Sunday, 6:30 p.m. Yeah, we're gonna go Miami.
I actually had this one as my upset as well, but I flipped it just before the show. I kind of got spooked off it. Like you said, it's kind of hard week one to find, like, unless you're picking like a real kind of generational type upset for a program. There's not too many close games. Like maybe if you like Florida State, maybe LSU, Notre Dame, Miami is kind of the game here. The biggest thing for me is like, I get it, Carson Beck. I think he's going to be better this year. We saw Cam Ward. Like Cam Ward was not this quarterback that we saw until he got to Miami last year. Now they did lose a lot of their offensive pieces around him, so I don't know what the supporting cast is going to look like. I am a little worried that Notre Dame's defense might be better than it was last year, and they were probably the best defense in the country last year, and I think they're better. Now the secondary is not as good, but that front seven is unbelievable for the Fighting Irish, and they're going to run the ball. Carr at quarterback, kind of a step down. Riley Leonard, say what you want about him, gamer, absolute gamer. We saw it in the national championship, almost willed them to a victory. Carson Beck, yeah, like you said, doesn't have his celebrity girlfriend. Apparently was cheating on her with, found a little Southeast spice.
I heard he wasn't, but I heard he's boring as shit. So Zay,
Yeah, he looks
I see
boring.
the comments down there. You can find the girlfriend in Miami probably pretty easily, but they are all probably bougie. They probably just there for his money. I don't know. He's probably not the fun guy to hang around. So
He
probably
looks
can't
like a
find.
guy who reads like the shampoo bottle when he's in the shower, and that's his
Yeah,
conversational
all right.
skills.
Yeah.
So I don't hate it. I do like this one as an upset. I just think maybe Notre Dame finds a way to win this one. I do like Miami. What are they getting? Like 2.5,
Two and a half. Yep.
3-ish? Yeah, I like that at home. Mario Cristobal, I don't know what to think about him as a head coach. He does something good. He does something bad. Um, we'll see. I'm interested to watch Notre Dame because we got to play Notre Dame week 3, and I want to see what the Irish look like in a big game on Sunday. So for my upset, you already touched on it. I flipped on it. We're going to be at this game tomorrow night. I am going with the Baylor Bears straight up against the Auburn Tigers. Now, I do have my strong SEC allegiances here. I just don't trust the Auburn quarterback situation. All the stuff I'm reading about Arnold is, first of all, I hated Arnold when he was playing at Oklahoma last year. I thought he was bad, and people keep telling me he can't be bad. He's a 5-star quarterback. He's not that bad. It's the team. I just watch him play, and he's got that Kyler Murray ass body language where he just looks kind of pissed off at everything. It's just like, it's terrible body language. The reports out of the Auburn fall camp aren't great either. It's like, I mean, it's just not good. It's not good. They got a lot of quarterbacks they're juggling here. This could be a bench quarterback situation. And Baylor's kind of sneaky good. They have some good players all around. I kind of like what they did. What did Baylor finish last year? I think they finished better than expected last year. Like you said, good quarterback play and a solid defense. For a Big 12 team, they actually have a decent defense. I think this is going to be an ugly game. I think it's going to be kind of mediocre scoring. I think Auburn's going to struggle to score. Auburn's going to have to rely on running the football on the road. We'll see how wacky Waco can get out there. But I'm going to take the Bears at home in a week 1 upset. I love a home dog week 1. Home dog week 1 for a major Power 4. I got to get used to it. No longer Power 5, Power 4 program. I like Baylor a lot tomorrow, and we're going to be there at the game, so might as well show support for my bets. The number 1 reporting live for my upset.
Yeah, Baylor did rip off 6 in a row at the end of the year last year, so they are pretty solid. I think yeah, Sawyer Robertson played every single game towards the end of the year. Obviously, that lost to LSU, but yeah, they're a good squad. I definitely would not count against them, especially at home week 1. So yeah, I had them too, so I'm with you there. You're getting a little more value, but yeah, I like the pick.
All right, well, run down your picks for the people, and we will wrap up this puppy.
So we got, like I said, Baylor plus 2.5 at home against Auburn. We got Montana State plus 27.5 at Oregon. I see there's a money line in there for Montana State. That's going to be an interesting one. I think it's like plus 1,800 right now on the money line. Michigan minus 34.5 at home against New Mexico, and then my upset Miami plus. I got a 115. I wrote down 120 because it just changed, but
It's even better.
one
Even better. We'll get it again.
yeah, 120 against Notre Dame at home on Sunday.
Yeah, we're not going to freak out about the money line here. All right, for mine, I have Texas and Ohio State hitting that over of 47.5. I got Nevada plus 43.5 against Penn State. I got Bama laying the 13.5 on the road against Florida State. And I'm also taking the Baylor Bears at plus 110 for my upset week 1. All right, that's going to do it for us today. Appreciate everybody stopping by live in the chat. Hit that like button if you haven't already. We'll be live again every Thursday and then video out Friday. And be sure to tune in. We got the Hot Ones Challenge on deck. We're going to be keeping score like we do every year. So be sure to keep track, stop on in. And if you want to just fade us, fade us. If someone starts going bad, fade us. We're here to make you money. So if you want to bet against us, it worked really good for Scott last year, and it worked really good against me 2 years ago. So one of us is due for a bad year, or maybe we're just going to be the best sports gambling show in America and get every pick right. Because we had a couple of weeks there where we were on fire for that. So that's going to do it for us. I appreciate everybody stopping by. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. We got daily sports content. We'll have the edited video of this out on Friday. Our NFL division previews coming out the rest of the way Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, leading off to that kickoff Thursday. So appreciate everybody stopping by. Again, like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.